Hello, and welcome to my channel, The Differentiated Classroom, brought to you by TeachTastic Publishing. In this video, we're going to be working on a lesson for addition to 5. In this lesson, we're going to be covering model matching to addition sentences. Addition sentences in the numeric format with models. In this intervention lesson, we're going to be covering 5 separate categories. We're going to start with the lesson introduction and the guiding question. Then we're going to move into teacher modeling, independent practice, and the assessment. If this is something that you think you're going to be interested in, go ahead, tap that like button, stay tuned, and let's get this lesson started. Hi, I'm Bran Hicks with TeachTastic Publishing, where we work hard to scaffold and differentiate lessons for all different types of interventions. In this particular intervention, we're going to be tackling addition to 5 with concrete models and matching to addition sentences. Let's get started with the introduction. As the teacher, you're going to begin this lesson with a review of the academic vocabulary. The academic vocabulary for this lesson is going to be addition sentence, addition model, in all, plus, equals, and concrete. In the discussion portion of this lesson, we're going to display 2 blue cubes and 1 green cube connected. We're also going to display 3 orange cubes connected, placed just below them. Then we're going to ask the students to tell us what they see, what they notice, and if anyone thinks that they can make up an addition sentence that explains this model. As you're moving along with the students and you're doing the 3 repetitions, some things that you're going to be wanting to listen for and notice on your own, and those are going to be, are you hearing the kids making the connections between what they see? I see 2 blue cubes. I see 1 green cube. Are they able to form those addition sentences? Are they able to articulate that 2 and 1 is 3? Are they making the connections between the 2 and 1? And as a bonus, are they getting that plus and equals in there? The lesson before this one was focused on and is, and we want them to be hearing and saying as many times as possible, plus and equals. Those are your look-fors. For the guiding question, you're going to ask, can a concrete model show the same thing as an addition sentence with numbers? Now go ahead and let the students talk. Share their previous knowledge on addition and concepts, especially concepts related to and is, and putting together. Before we segue into the next section, I'm going to ask, post me a note in the comments. Let me know who you are, where you're teaching, what you're teaching. Let's get to know each other. Back to our lesson. Show. Place 1 set of cubes on the table. 3 green cubes and 1 purple cube. Say, the first set of cubes has 3 green cubes and 1 purple cube. What addition sentence does this look like? Listen. The students should be able to articulate 3 plus 1 equals 4. If they're not able to say the plus and the equals, if they're giving anything close to it like the and the is, that's fully acceptable at this point. Show. Place the second set of cubes on the table, 1 green cube and 2 purple cubes. Say, the second set of cubes has 1 green cube and 2 purple cubes. What addition sentence does this look like? Now you're listening back. The students should be getting closer. 1 plus 2 equals 3. Show. Show the students 2 addition sentences, 1 for each sample problem. These can be written on Post-it notes or scrap paper. Then ask the students to match addition sentences with the model. Say, Does anyone disagree with the addition sentences and the matching model? Then, based on the students' responses, ask them to justify or explain their answer. Listen. Students' answers may vary, so let them guide your conversation. Let it go for 3 to 4 minutes if it's productive. Then come back to the topic at hand. Say, when explaining an answer, it's a good idea to use the word because. This lets the listener know that you understand why something is true or not true. Try these sentence starters and explain to a partner why you believe the second addition sentence is true or not true. Repeat these sentences to the students and have them repeat them back to you. I know the addition sentence is true because. Or, I know the addition sentence is not true because. Listen for their answers. The student answers should reflect statements like, this model is correct because there is 1 green cube and 2 purple cubes, and there are 3 total cubes together. For independent work time, you're going to have sets of manipulatives on the table ready for the students, as well as copies of the practice worksheet. When students work independently, observe who is and who is not still using the manipulatives. The goal is that all students will be able to work through all 4 problems independently with only the models that are shown. If a student is still using the manipulatives, gauge whether they're using it as a tool to make more meaning for themselves, or if they're using it as a tool to help them focus. Either way, it's no big deal. It's just a good thing to observe and to notice to get to know your learners just a little bit better. Teacher tip number 1. In traditional lessons, I might use chip counters just like this. They're bright, they're brilliant, they're fun to count out, and we can count groups, all kinds of things. But in this particular lesson, the concept we're trying to solidify and really bring home is the concept of 2 things coming together. It's that addition. So when things come together, they equal something, and it is one whole total. So being able to connect them, and they stay connected. Teacher tip number 1. Teacher tip number 2. When giving students choice, offer your connecting cubes in as many color variations as possible. Keep them bold, keep them bright, make them highly tactile, and make sure they have that snap. If they can connect, stay together, have a nice snap, the kids are going to engage and be a lot more interested in working with them. And by the way, if you're interested in knowing where to get any of the manipulatives that you've seen in my lesson today, I'll go ahead and post those links in the description. In the assessment portion, we're going to conclude with a worksheet that has 4 very strategic questions. There's going to be oversized fonts and graphics, an area for instructions at the bottom that can be read aloud by the student or the teacher. In the instructions, there are key and learning words written in red or bolded, depending if you're printing in color or not, as well as a proficiency scale. Proficiency scale is going to allow the teachers and the students to receive and give that fast, immediate feedback after the assessment. The proficiency scale is based on a 4-tiered model. The first level being beginning, practicing, emerging, and proficient. And as we bring this lesson to a close, if you're interested in learning more about my lesson planning or the printed materials, the worksheets, the assessments, anything that go along with it, I will be posting a link in the description below. If you're interested in receiving the next video in this 4-part series, go ahead and ring that bell, hit the subscribe button, and you'll get alerted as soon as we post. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.